like a runner. Hear these words that I utter. Never catch me talking passa passa. Grinding, wake up early in the morning, balling, play a good game, spalling, rising to the top, never see me falling. In the fast lane while you still crawling. You can never ever be like me. Matter of fact, I don't want you to be like me. No, I want you to be like he, kinda like Steph Curry. You can hit them threes. Lethal combination, this joint over blazing up the nation. Next thing, everybody wanna do a Sean Oliver and I'm Mr. E collaboration. I'm on the grind, there's no tomorrow. Hard in the paint while you on the sidelines. I got that grit 'cause there's no tomorrow. Together we can do it better on the same side. I'm on the grind, I'm on the grind, I'm on the grind, I'm on the grind. You on the grind, they on the grind, we on the grind, we on the grind. I make music, play music, make hits like Stevie Wonder. People gonna wanna jack my style, even though right now it makes them wonder. But I'm just cool with it, kinda like a cruise control with it. Live my life one day at a time, make music and rock these shows with it. Catch me up in the coffee shop trying to make that star bucks. Gotta reinvent myself daily so I don't stay stuck. That's why I spin my tables, I rock these stages. I keep on la fiesta, play music for all nations. When you hear my music on the radio, just know it's good. I make music for the people in the burbs and in the hoods. Play music for the hoods, rock out up in the clubs. And if your music sound as good or better than mine, I show you love. 'Cause I play the kind of music I know people wanna hear. If you wanna hate on me 'cause I don't play your music, I don't care, man. It's the reason I call myself a DJ. And artists like Dre Marshall calling me a number one DJ. DJMrEmusic.com. Hard in the paint while you on the sidelines. I got that grit 'cause there's no tomorrow. Together we can do it better on the same side. I'm on the grind, I'm on the grind, I'm on the grind, I'm on the grind. You on the grind, they on the grind, we on the grind, we on the grind. I'm on the grind. I'm on the grind. You on the grind. They on the grind.
Hey guys, it's your girl Shifra. Are you guys ready for TFG 365 TV watch party? And it's also National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So make sure to donate.
Everybody, it's Lydia Iku from the Situation Lounge. Are you ready? I hope you are, because I am. It is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. I just recently came across a wonderful video by a young lady named Naji. She is such an inspiration. She's a baker. I mean, you know, when she already has that push to go towards such a wonderful profession, shouts out to her. The video just gave me such inspiration because, you know, at a young age and to be hit with such a disease such as this, it can definitely take anybody out. And she's such a survivor already. All right, y'all, stay tuned.
Yanique with Training for Greatness, and you are listening to the 1 Minute Highlight. We recently celebrated the youngest business owner to attend our Training for Greatness workshop. Her name is Naji. She is the owner of Naji the Baker. She creates healthy treats for children with sickle cell anemia and other chronic illnesses. I had the pleasure of enjoying her treats, and as you can see, Kingsley Grant enjoyed them as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Renaa Shanae Forrest. I'm known as Naji D. Baker. I'm battling sickle cell anemia and I'm also from Miramar, Florida. By a show of hands, who thinks kids should be able to go outside and play, enjoy the sun, and also go inside the pool? Well, for me, growing up as a kid, I wasn't that normal child that got to go outside and play or play with other little children. I remember my mom going inside my teacher's office to notify them that I wasn't allowed to go outside and play on the playground because 9 times out of 10, if it was too cold or too hot, most likely I can go inside a sickle cell crisis. And just to hear my mom say that, I felt like she was crazy, insane, because I'm like, come on now, I need to go outside and play on the playground. And I knew that I loved going, or it's basically going to the park or just going on the playground in general. And I felt different. I knew that I wasn't normal, and it felt unfair because then I wanted to enjoy my life just like them, but I didn't want to feel left out. I wanted to be able to fit in. Growing up with sickle cell anemia along with my 2 sisters, Shakara and Italia, it was very stressful, painful, and excruciating just to be able to experience that painful and excruciating disease, which is sickle cell anemia, and just to think of it and just to imagine a little kid having to go through that much pain and not being able to enjoy their childhood. And I remember my little sister always screaming out when we were in a crisis. She would always say, why me, sickle cell? Why are you being so mean to me? Or all of us would say, God, please take the pain away. God, why me? And just to hear my little sister say that, it really hurted me deep down inside because I didn't want her to go through all of that pain. I wish I could have taken it away, because then I knew inside my head that my top priorities was Shakara and Italia. I really wasn't worried about myself when I was going through my pain crisis. I really wanted to focus on them, making sure they was okay and making sure that they get better.
Are you ready? Yes, I hope you are. I am Salua Jackson, and I'm here from the Situation Lounge. Look, I've been watching this video from Naji. She's the little baker, and she inspired me so much. She gave me so much information about this Sickle Cell Awareness Month. I didn't know that there was a disease with that name, and all the information that she brought, it has been so important. So I hope you all are listening and are watching and are learning and supporting all of these new encouraging things that are going on for the awareness of this disease. So thank you for staying tuned.
Fast forward to 2014, a tragic experience happened to my oldest sister, Shakara. A day after my 10th birthday, she got admitted to the hospital for a sickle cell crisis, and a few days later, I also got admitted inside the hospital for a sickle cell crisis. And one night, while I was inside the hospital, I remember my mom coming inside my hospital room, tapping me, Naji, Naji, wake up. I need you to come and comfort your sister. Something is going on with her and she's not feeling well. So I got up. I'm thinking that, okay, mind you, I was asleep at the time, but I got up and I'm really not thinking too much inside of it, because then I'm thinking that she's having a regular sickle cell crisis. Okay. I go over to my older sister, Shakara, room, and I see all of these nurses inside there along with the doctor, and I see my grandma praying. And then I turned around and looked at my mom, and I seen her tears rolling down her eyes, and I felt so hurt, and my heart hurted also, because then I didn't want to see my mom like that. And when I turned around to see my sister Shakara, I noticed that she was having convulsions. She was screaming out, and her speech was like messed up, but I was like so confused. And she started to numb on her fingers and started biting her nails down, where it started to bleed. And day by day she would get worse and worse and worse. And I knew I just hated to see my sister like this. But that feeling deep down inside, I still knew that I had to change something, but I really didn't know what it was. One day, my mom got a phone call while we were still in the hospital. Hey, Twinkle, how are you doing? I'm so sorry. I heard what happened to Shakara, and I'm so sorry that she's having to go through that. Have you heard of a doctor named Dr. Charlie Ware? No, I never heard of a doctor named by that. Well, me and my daughter Maya, we have been going to him, and Maya hasn't been having sickle cell crisis for 3 months straight. 3 months straight? My mom is like mind blown, shocked. 3 months straight. Is it okay if you send the information over to me? I would love to do that. Okay. My mom had this desperate feeling. She knew that she had to change something, and she was desperate for help. So she made sure she made our appointment with Dr. Charlie Ware for our checkups, and she had a little conversation and explained everything that was going on. My sister Shakara, she started to get better day by day, and I started to feel way much better because my older sister started to get better also. So we go to our doctor's appointment, and I remember walking inside the doctor's office, and I see one of his assistants, and she greeted us inside, and she was like, "Hi, Nashi, how are you doing?" And I'm like, Nashi, she knows my name? My name? Like, what? I was so shocked, because then usually I'm like literally invisible on the face of the earth. That's how I felt, because then I really wasn't used to talking to people. I was very quiet, and I just kept to myself into this dark corner. But when she said that, I felt really good about myself. I was like, "Hi, how are you?" I said, "I'm doing fine. How about yourself?" And she said, "I'm doing great. The room is right over there, and he's just waiting for you guys." So we walked inside the room, and Dr. Charlie Ware, he greeted us. I felt very, very welcome, and I really enjoyed myself. So he started to ask my mom questions like, "So Nashanta, what are you feeding the girls for breakfast?" So my mom will respond with, "I'm feeding them eggs with cheese, shredded cheese, bacon, grits, all of that." Or sometimes the girls would have cereal. He said, "Okay, that's good, that's good. What are you feeding them for lunch?" My mom responded with, sometimes they would have burgers or fries, some chips, a soda or juice, their choice. He said, okay, that's good. "So what are you feeding them for dinner?" "We're feeding them white rice or sometimes yellow rice. So we will go to Popeyes or KFC for some fried chicken, and they would have their little drinks, all of that good stuff." So he said, okay, that's pretty good. "Do you know that you're killing your daughters by their unhealthy eating habits?" What did you say? you're hurting your daughters by their unhealthy eating habits. My mom was so shocked, and I seen her just start tearing up. She started to cry, and I was like so shocked when I heard that. I was like, wait a minute, so you're meaning to tell me that we have been eating unhealthy this whole time, and if we change our diet we can actually feel better and we won't have any more sickle cell crisis? I was like, yay! But at the same time I was like, wait a minute, I love my sweet treats, all of those snacks and stuff, but then I knew that I wanted to change something for my sisters and I, just so we can be able to feel better. And I knew that I didn't want us to die or anything tragic to happen to any one of us.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Anthony Ryan Grant. Hope you guys got a chance to check out that video. What was inspiring about it to me is that, I had a friend who struggled with sickle cell anemia, and unfortunately she passed away. And I've also known other people who struggle with the same disease, so it was very inspiring to see a younger generation dedicated to taking on and preventing and raising awareness from this case continuing to affect especially the African American community the way it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, enjoy the information, and continue to support this kind of research, because it's people like her that will pave the way for the groundbreaking developments that we need to finally put sickle cell to rest.
Hey friends, it's Charlie Wade here, coming to you with 1-minute tips on how to prevent sickle cell crisis. First is stress. Stress is the most idiopathic condition that causes disease. It causes inflammation, causes increase of pain, as well as it can actually cause your body to actually feel more pain by increasing your sensitivity. So how can we prevent it? First and foremost, you must understand what your stresses are. Stresses can be emotions, can be environmental stressors, and also can be dietary or other emotional issues as well. The second way is actually how you combat those stressors. One is actually do something called take adaptogens. Adaptogens are different herbs such as our piece of akam or holy basil or a bacopa root that can actually help your body fight stress internally. The third way is always learn how to keep your emotions in check, meaning don't respond to a stressor as advocately and as emotionally as well. It's a practice. We know it's hard to do, but in order for you to reduce your stress levels and also reduce your pain levels, you can actually practice this on a daily basis. Stay tuned for some more tips and trades on how we can prevent crises more and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Najee D. Baker. I'm the little brown girl with the green hair. Some people know me by Najee Baker. As I said, I'm 15 years old. I'm a pastry chef and a kidpreneur, and I'm also a sickle cell activist. And as you guys can see, I have little miniature pound cakes, and the reason why I started was because my oldest sister had a massive stroke in 2014, and we actually met this doctor named Dr. Charlie Ware, and he told us that kids were committing suicide by their unhealthy diets. And the reason why my sister had a massive stroke was because from sickle cell complications. So me having a sweet tooth, I also wanted to make these cakes, and the first thing that I actually made was flourless peanut butter cookies, and it was flourless, no sugar at all. And then I actually started off with cheesecakes, and after cheesecakes I started venturing off with cakes, and this right here is my coconut pound cake. And the reason why I wanted to start making these healthy treats was for children that's battling sickle cell anemia, just to let them know that there's other cakes that I'm able to eat instead of having processed food or processed cakes. And the sickle cell, if you guys didn't know, sickle cell is an inherited trait or inherited disease by your parents, and 2 traits make sickle cell disease. And yeah, that's the reason why I actually started. And my goal for this year is to increase my revenue to $100,000 so I can have the ability to hire more staff as we grow.
First and foremost, I think what you are doing is absolutely phenomenal, and you are definitely a role model to this generation. So I want to give you a big shout out for that.
Thank you so much.
The second thing is you mentioned that these are healthy treats, right?
Yes.
So I'm very curious to know, like, what other treats have you made other than the flourless peanut butter cookies that you mentioned? Do you specialize only in pound cakes, or do you make an assortment of desserts? And also, how can people get in contact with you?
So these are not only the things that I make. I actually make chocolate chip cookies. I make pound cakes, bigger pound cakes than this, miniature pound cakes, even birthday cakes. And when somebody that's battling sickle cell anemia, when they have a birthday that's coming up, I make sure I make a birthday cake for them, because some of their parents are not able to afford the birthday cakes that they would want. So I just ask them what kind of birthday cake they would like and what flavor, and I make sure I provide them that for them. And you guys can also contact me at najathebaker.com if you want to order a cake, and you can contact my mom at 954-358-7660.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Yes.
Yeah. A very good presentation. And, well, just to piggyback on what my wife said, as far as the cakes, what are the ingredients in the cakes? Because I know myself, I even went on a small diet and didn't want to eat any more sweets. So as these cakes are you're making them healthy, I just want to know the ingredients.
So the difference between like organic ingredients and processed ingredients. The difference between organic and processed ingredients, like such as white sugar, you know, that's filled with starch and it's actually bleach. If you didn't know that, in cake for like flour period, they have bleach flour, but they never told anyone that. And then if you go to Whole Foods, for example, you'll go like in the section with the baking products, and then you'll see all the flours and it tell you it's unbleached. And I really didn't know that when I first started, but until I did my research. But what I use with all my ingredients, I make sure for like sugar, I use like natural cane sugar and unbleached flour.
Hello, I just want to congratulate you and to tell you that you are phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see who you are 10 years from now. I'm so in love with you right now. I'm a vegan, so are your cakes recommended for vegans? And also too, do you know, like I just learned about the unbleached and the bleached flour, because I was on a 21-day fast from church and we couldn't have anything with bleached flour. What does the bleached flour do to the body? Do you have any insight on that?
Well, with the bleach flour, like white sugar, for instance, since me and my sisters are battling sickle cell anemia, or families that's living with sickle cell anemia, we noticed that when you eat processed food that has bleach flour or white sugar or anything processed inside of it, it builds up inflammation inside your body. And for sickle cell, people that's battling sickle cell, we tend to have crisis, which is like, basically like painful pain. And I noticed that when me and my sisters used to get into pain, it feels like that we're in a gas chamber. It feels like we can't breathe. Somebody is stabbing us, and it really hurts really bad. And I noticed that some people don't notice that that's the reason why water builds up inside the body, because the bleach flour and all those bad things that you can think of.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey friends, Dr. Charlie Baker here to give you 1-minute tips on how to prevent sickle cell crisis. Diet. Diet is something that no one wants to hear that 4-letter word, correct? But it's very important, not just to overall health, but especially to sickle cell health. Knowing the fact that if you eat high fructose corn syrup, preservatives, dairy, excess wheat, and cheese and things of that sort, what's going to happen? You're going to actually have a bad diet. it's been shown that individuals that actually have chronic pain are about 120 more times likely to actually have a bad diet as well, thus contributing to more of the pain. This is a study that was actually put out by the Veterans Administration about 10 years ago. So again, diet is very, very important. So what do I recommend for a diet? Lean meats, fruits, veggies, and low grains. Stay away from refined sugars, hydrate efficiently, and also make sure you stay away from bad oils. The most important oils you can actually have is going to be palm oil, coconut oil, and olive oil. If you stick with that type of diet, you'll be good. Make sure that you're snacking on fruits and veggies, and you can have a little fun here and there with a few sweets like good dark chocolate. But other than that, stay within a good diet. Hey guys, this is Dr. Charlie Ware coming to you with some more tips of how to prevent sickle cell crisis.
Hi, it's Chef Telly in the cut. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting our show today. To support Naj the Baker and your foundation, and you guys do not forget to follow all of our social media to keep up with our journey. Bye. Hope you guys have a nice day.
I would like to make mention of Twinkle. She is the mother of Najee the Baker, and I couldn't believe the fact that she articulated her story with such strength. She broke down one or two, like maybe once, but like for most of her story, which was heart-wrenching, she expressed it with a grace and a poise, and there was a message to me in that method that she used, which was pain doesn't have to break you. Like, you don't have to make pain be your whole story, where every time you can when you're given the chance to convey the story, you can't even convey it. It doesn't. She's gotten to the point where God has allowed the pain to move her to another level in life. Now she has a key to unlock some of the greatest trials that life has to come, because there may be others. But the trial of raising 3 girls with sickle cell, hearing the news that you are contributing to their death, like you are contributing to like a homicide basically for these kids. She took that news and she wore it with such grace, ridding her home of all the culprits that are toxic to their lives, and then just reframing her thinking about herself as a caregiver. For goodness sake, she is the most self-aware person I've met. To put all of those things in perspective and now know that you have a calling for the world. Through your pain, it can be used for success for you and your family. And your pain point can now turn into a turning point, and then you can teach the rest of the world how to do the very same thing. So just awe-inspiring indeed.
Twinkle, wow. You kind of put the icing on the cake in telling your personal story of the challenges. I call you an emotelligent parent, because what happened is you demonstrated how you manage your emotions through the process, because you know you have a calling and been given an assignment to raise children with sickle cell anemia. Wow. I sat there mesmerized as I listened to you narrating the story one step after another. Your children, as a caretaker, both sides, and then how do you explain that, and how you question some things, but then how you manage through that. Thank you for the reminder, and to let me, even when I have my own little challenges, when I hear stories like yours, I'm thinking, what do I have to complain about? So you really kind of wrapped everything for us with that story about as a mom of children who have this disease, but then find a way to say, how can we make life possible with what we have? So we don't just settle. What do we do now with what's been presented to us? You have done a tremendous job, so thank you for that.
Hi, I'm Unique with Training for Greatness. Make sure to tune in to our programs. We have several lined up for you just to keep you encouraged on this journey called success. We have Power Moves, where we provide you with strategies to build wealth and mental toughness in all seasons. The next show is the Situation Lounge, where improv and coaching connect. And we have our very own Training for Greatness. That's where we interview our team members, those in our network, and our friends in leadership and business, where they share insight on their journey to encourage us to not give up. I want to make sure that we have a healthy work-life balance, because it's easy to allow the dream to bombard and just overtake every second of our day. And it's important for us to make sure that we are leaving room for our growth spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and as well as spending quality time with our family and friends. So I want to say thank you so much for joining us. Stay connected, share the information with your friends, and make sure to subscribe. Boom, boom, boom. Hit that red button.
What's going on, everybody? DJ Mr. E here, and as you guys can tell, it's DJ Mr. EJ on the ones and twos playing music right now. It is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. We're about to close out this with just a little bit of music. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to Training for Greatness, TFG 365 TV. Make sure you guys log on every Wednesday night. We have the Situation Lounge. We have other programs just like this that we are going to be airing every week. So make sure you guys stay connected with us on TFG 365 TV on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Also follow us on Facebook, Training for Greatness. Make sure you guys stay connected. And shout out to everybody who participated. Najee, you keep on doing what you're doing. You keep on rocking. And we're going to keep on supporting you as long as you keep on doing what you're doing. So, DJ Mr. EJ, why don't you go ahead and close us out real quick? Let me hear some music and some scratch, and let's go. DJ Mr. EJ. Go DJ Mr. EJ. Go DJ Mr. EJ. Go DJ Mr. EJ. DJ Mr. EJ. DJ Mr. EJ. DJ Mr. EJ. That's my son, just so y'all know that. DJ Mr. EJ. DJ Mr. EJ. DJ Mr. EJ. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you once again for tuning in. We will see you guys on the next episode. TrainingForGreatness.com. Make sure you guys also follow along once again on all social media platforms at TFG365 TV. On Facebook, it's Training for Greatness. On Instagram and YouTube, it's TFG365 TV. Also follow at TFG Kids on Instagram. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.